Hi, so I'm Tech Dave, and today we've got another eGPU video featuring once again my delightful T430s, and I'll run you through all the specs of everything. But what has happened is basically I've got a new graphics card for my main desktop, which is an 8GB AMD Rx 480 XFX graphics card, which is currently situated in my desktop, and I've also done a little build to put my eGPU inside this case here. So it's just the power supply, the EXP stock, and a 2GB graphics card. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Heaven benchmark and some gaming benchmarks, starting with the Intel HD 4000 on the T430s, which is this one here. Again, I'll post some stats in a minute. Beautiful laptop, really powerful, a nice i7 dual core with 4 threads. Then the 2GB 750 Ti overclocked, it's an Nvidia GTX 2GB 750 Ti. And then after that we're going to do I'm going to run the Heaven benchmark on all 3 setups, and then I'll put some screenshots and stuff, and then we're going to Apex Legends on hopefully insane graphics, so 8GB VRAM. Battlefront 2, which is a notoriously hard to run system, and actually before I got this 8GB graphics card it took like literally 10 minutes to load on my main rig, which is actually quite decent. And then we're going to run the Shadow of the Tomb Raider demo benchmark, and hopefully screen capture. It also looks lovely and delightful, so I don't know about the 8GB of VRAM, but that's basically the plan for the video, so stick around and find out what the results are in terms of FPS. So to detail the actual specification of the laptop we're using for this testing process and for this eGPU video, we have the T430s with a dual core with hyperthreading, so 4-thread i7, 16 gigs of DDR3. We're running all the games off a 240GB mSATA, so that's only SATA 2 speeds, but it's still sort of SSD speed, but it's just bottlenecked by the wireless WAN port, which is where I've got the mSATA 240GB. And then my boot drive is a 240GB standard SATA SSD, which holds Windows 10. And then I've also got a 1TB 7200 RPM hard drive in the Ultra Bay. And the T430s only actually has Intel HD 4000 graphics. Now the way I'm running my eGPU is through the EXP stock version 8.4, I believe, via the Express card, which is actually an SD card reader on the T430s, but it's removable, so you go inside the case and remove a motherboard screw, and then you have a full Express card 34 port. So my current eGPU is the Nvidia GTX 750 Ti overclocked 2GB of GDDR5 VRAM. And the one we're going to test it out with today is the XFX AMD Radeon Rx 480 8GB version. So here we are with the Unigine Heaven Benchmark 4.0, and over on the left we've got the Intel HD 4000 graphics. You can see the CPU there at 2.9 GHz, but it does turbo up to I think it's 3.5 actually. On DirectX 11, the high quality preset is custom, and then it was only at 1024 by 768, so actually these would be even weaker on the Intel HD graphics had I put it to a 1080p screen, but I had it on a little external monitor. But yeah, we got 17.7 frames per second average, score of 446, minimum FPS of 6.6, and maximum of 35.4. Now over here on the right we've got the Nvidia Geforce 750 Ti, 2GB of dedicated VRAM. Obviously the CPU is the same. 1080p full screen resolution, quality high, all the same except for the screen resolution. And we got maximum of 36.7 FPS, so we've added an extra, what would that be, 10, you can work it out. We've added like 20 frames per second roughly. Doubled our score more or less to 925, minimum FPS up to 20.3, so that's like a huge jump, and then maximum FPS of 71.3. Now I could probably test this a bit more ramped up, but that's the rough averages, and the baseline is obviously over here on the left with the Intel HD graphics, and then we're going to return to this with the XFS RX 480. Sweet. So, just to get another testing baseline, I'm not even going to bother doing this on the Intel HD graphics, but I thought I'd show you, this is the demo version of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and we've got high settings at the moment, so there's all the sort of rough specs of how we got it set up. I'm going to hopefully run the benchmark once we get into the game. Now, I don't know how steady this video is going to be, but fingers crossed it should look alright. And I'm not going to record the benchmark because that won't work, but I'll just, or maybe I will, I don't know, we'll see. Let's just see if it can play the game for starters, especially with OBS running in the background. There's a black screen, nothing's happening. A lot of people in the audience are pissed. So I'll be back in a sec. So this is going to be laggy as fuck, but I've returned it, I've got it down to the low texture preset. I'm going to run the benchmark and then I'll come back and film. So I'm capturing this on my phone just to show you the absolutely laughable frame rate we're getting in the Shadow of the Tomb Raider benchmark. I might even just kill it because it's just not much point really at stressing the system that much. But bear in mind we're only running a 2-core with 4 threads, but a dual-core i7 on the laptop trying to run this, and it literally hasn't gone above this 4 frames per second for the entire time. We've got 6 in the intro sequence, but yeah. Oh, it's gone up to 5. Bloody heck. Yeah, so I'm going to kill this benchmark. So I don't know how laggy this is going to be you watching it back, but so we got it on the lowest. Oh, we've got audio coming through. Oh no, you can't hear that, that's fine. So on the lowest settings, my custom resolution, which is just under 1080p, of 1170 frames rendered, we got an average of 4 frames per second with the 750 Ti. That's so funny. Anyway. So here we have my Nvidia GTX 750 Ti eGPU setup. So it's just in mini ITX case with a lovely panel there, so you can see the green LEDs light up through the fan panel there. 500 watt power supply, Nvidia GTX 750 Ti overclock 2 GB. There's the eGPU dock just there. That HDMI cable is an extension cable that goes all the way around here up to my laptop. Now what we need to do is get the dock out of here, and put that in my main rig case, because that's got the power supply that is suitable, 650 watt power supply, which will run the XFX, which you can't actually see in there. So we moved from this case with this GPU, which is, as you can see, it's a gigabyte. Oh, I thought it was Nvidia, you bastards. Anyway, a gigabyte GTX 750 Ti, made in China. This is actually a solid card. And now we've gone all the way down here. I've lit it up especially for you guys. We've got the XFS X, I always say that wrong, 8 gig Radeon Rx 480. I've hooked it up in the case with my main rig, just because I couldn't be able to get the power supply out and decimate my setup. Look at the jungle of cables down here. It's a jungle out there. Look at that bright light, isn't it? Right, and we're going to see what happens now when we boot on. Hopefully no explosions, and I've done everything correctly. And you can see it's got the 8-pin power already in there. The moment of truth. So let's see if it boots at all. That's the first thing. And if it shouldn't, nothing should be on this screen here. But, oh, it boots. It's booting into Windows 10, and then in theory it should be as simple as installing the drivers. So I want to do this. Oh no, it boot looped. Shit. Oh, we could have a problem here. So it opens into Windows 10. It's doing a weird thing. Right, let's see if it stays. Right, we can log in. Then we want to go to Device Manager. Doesn't seem very stable. Device Manager. Maybe it's just running a bit slow. So Device Manager. We've got Microsoft Basic Display Adapter. Cool. So you can just simply update the driver, and fingers crossed this should work, and it should just be a case of rebooting. So look, searching online for drivers, searching, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to give this a minute to update the drivers, and then I'll start recording it again. So we are now downloading drivers. I love this lens on this GoPro Hero 7, thanks to my lovely partner lending me it. Downloading drivers, yeah, looking all good, yeah. And we should at some point see this turn into RX 480, Radeon RX 480. Let's see, downloading drivers complete. We're looking for the word installing. My hand is shaking because I'm so excited, so I can't hold the camera still. We've got still got basic display adapter. Oh, we're installing drivers, there we go. So, see how long this takes. I thought I'd do it live on camera just because I'm excited and intrigued myself. I was a bit concerned about that boot loop, but it seems to be working stably now. It only did it once. So we're looking for this to change. Installing drivers. I'll be back when the drivers are installed. And we are in business. Radeon RX 480 graphics. So this is basic there. So we close this. Click close. Device Manager updates. We've still not got any image on here, but I'm guessing. Let's see. Properties. This device is working properly. Yes. Okay, so we're going to restart and see if we get any video. Oh no, I'm on the wrong channel. Maybe it is working. Hold on. Oh. What be this? Nothing? Well, I knew that was going to happen, so it's fine. But anyway, we're going to restart. And then hopefully, keep both screens in shot. So the XFS it's, I don't know if you can see that, but it's spinning up. It's even got the blue logo. It's spinning, It's stopped, but it should start again. It only actually spins under load normally, but that's not necessarily a good sign that it's just done that. It might mean that it's working actually. Right. I don't know whether we're in business or not actually. Device Manager. So we appear to have a fully functional GPU. Maybe I've got the wrong detect. Maybe I've got the wrong cable plugged in. I'll be right back. So the cable wasn't plugged in properly, so I'm going to try and restart one more time. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they're spinning up now. You can see that. God, it's spinning up. It shouldn't spin up unless it's under load. I don't know if there's any special things I need to do here. Oh, we got a black screen. Oh! Oh, holy turds, yes. Right. We are in, as they say, in the business. Hee. Not got any audio. Cancel. Let's see what's available. Troubleshoot sound problem. Oh no, it's working. Right. We've got audio. We've got full footage, and what we're going to do, I'm going to switch over to screen capture shortly, but we're just going to, whilst I've got you here, oh, look away so you can't see my shit name. 1 second. Right. First things first, we're going to see what happens. Sorry, I got my finger there. Options. Right, graphics. We're going to move them to medium in a very hopeful. Hold on, reset. Right, it set it to high, so we're going to put it on medium. So as you can see, we've got medium. We're just going to see if the game actually opens without lag, and then I'm going to move to screen capture. This is nerve-wracking because it took ages. Remember, there was a black screen before. Nice, tasty black screen. Hello. So we just got a black screen at the moment. Oh, that loaded in way quicker. Okay, I'm hopeful now. Very hopeful. And then we're gonna... yeah, screw it, I'll keep on camera. Oh, we got the sound effects coming in. By the way, I noticed on the when even running just the benchmark that ran terribly on the 2 gig GPU, like the sound design in this game is incredible. Right, options. So it appears to be flying along when it wouldn't even really work properly. Okay, so we've got 710. Let's get that resolution right up there. Right, that's the maximum resolution it's giving us. We're on medium graphics, so as you can see, medium, run benchmark. If you get any more than 4 frames per second, I'm happy. This is so cool. It's all running via the Express Dock card on my Lenovo ThinkPad T430s. So I'm actually intrigued to see what happens here. Let's get into a nice angle. Fingers in the shot. Oops. No, this is... that ring is moving a hell of a lot quicker. That's the main thing. At this stage. Oh my god, this is so exciting. I might chop this up just because. Note to self, chop up this footage. Oh my god, it's terrible. It's 11 frames per second. 14, 15, 16, 18, 20. That's bordering on actually watchable. This is like phenomenally better. So the frames per second we're getting up here is still pathetic. But it's an extra 10 frames per second, baby. Yeah. And that's on, I think on medium. We had it on lowest before. So let's just tab out of here. Get out of here. I'll be back with screen capture. So, this is quite funny. On the lowest possible graphic settings, in fact I should have tried, no, it doesn't go any lower than that. Okay, lowest possible graphic settings, we are getting an average of 20 frames per second. In Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is just like, makes this whole system laughable. But, of 3,385 frames, we got 20 frames per second average, up from 5. Yes, 5 frames per second. So I think that's a bit of a win. in terms of just you know, like purely synthetic benchmark, but I don't think it could comfortably run the game at all in any way, shape or form. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that because it's funny. So in justification, I'm going to run the original, well basically because on the last video I ran, let's get this all on ultra. Yeah. Right, so we got this maxed out now, ultimate settings. The original Tomb Raider with triple buffer VSync. We're going to see what happens, because I just tried to film this, just literally film the end of it, the benchmark score with OBS, and it crashed the entire system. But the benchmark was 77.9 frames per second or something to that effect on ultra. So we're now on ultimate, and we're going to see what happens in the benchmark. And the reason I'm doing this is because in my last eGPU video I used this as the sort of baseline benchmark for the upgrade between Intel HD 1GB 560 Ti and the 2GB Nvidia GTX 750 Ti. Look at that hair. I'll turn on the hair effects. It looks amazing. Look at that. Oh, that's some hairy hair right there. That's some hairy hair right there. And let's see what we got on ultimate. Looks amazing. I don't know whether it does it justice on this camera, but like, look at that. Just stunning. Lara looking stunning as always, looking over this cliff as she has so many times on my computer systems. Dum dum dum. Nearly finished. So on ultimate we have got a grand score of, and bear in mind on the 750 Ti we couldn't even put it on ultimate, couldn't even do the benchmark, so we got minimum 40, max 60, an average of 56.8 on ultimate, which is basically just for doing screenshots, so I'm quite chuffed with that. And I just updated the Radeon drivers to the latest driver, so I'm going to see if we have any more luck in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'll be back one second. So we're on lowest in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, super low settings, which bear in mind we got 20 frames per second average. Was it 20? Well, you'll see anyway. I'll compare them. You've watched the video, so you'll know. But there we go. Anti-aliasing. Maybe we can turn that right off as well. Right. I'm going to try and max out. Sorry, minimize. That's what I'm trying to say. Minimize to the absolute bare minimum this game. See if we can beat 20 frames per second. Let's see what happens. We're going to run the benchmark, of course, which I may not make you sit through all of, but let's just see how responsive it is with this incredibly low settings. Basically, I installed the latest AMD drivers because I realized I was only on 17, because as you may have seen earlier in the video, I used Device Manager to get the drivers rather than actually installing them directly. So who knows, maybe there's a little driver update boost here, but we'll see. You'll all see one day. One day I shall have my revenge. Don't know what that means. Hiss. Well, looks like it's frozen. Oh no. Apparently you can provoke a video game. Right. Displaying graphics. So as you can see, we're on 1080p, and I'm going to try this afterwards on, so yeah, 1080p, lowest graphics. We're going to try it on 70 as well. And it's locked the monitor refresh rate to 24 Hz. So, cinematic, baby. Let's see what happens. See what laughable frame rates we get this time. Such a stunning game though, look at that. The weird, you get the effect as you get closer, but it's just, even still, just looks amazing. Let's see what happens. I might have to pause it to increase the suspense, but I'm going to try. See what frame rate we're getting. Just for like the opening scene, because I know it balances out later on with the later scenes of the benchmark. This is just the trial version. If you ever want to really stress test your system with a benchmark, Shadow of the Tomb Raider free trial includes the benchmark and doesn't use up any of your game time, I think. I hope. Otherwise I've used mine all on benchmarking. I'll be back when it boots in. Oh, I am now. We're getting 31, slowly diminishing. But in this opening scene, it actually looks like it's a vaguely playable frame rate. Probably not. But we're going to let it play out, so I'll be back with the results of the benchmark. Hopefully it'll be anything better than 20 at the end of the benchmark. That's what we're aiming for, fingers crossed. So I just want to show you this. We've jumped up to 60, now we're getting almost, like, it looks on camera to be playable, but it's not. It's like nothing. I doubt I can even play this game on my desktop because it's only a quad-core Athlon A4. It's terrible. It's such a beautiful game though. Look at the detail on that. That little bird in the tree there. Oh, it's stunning. Even on lowest settings, it's stunning. I need to get me a goddamn better CPU for my desktop. The monkeys in the trees. And the last stage where we got the highest frame rate last time. We're getting up to the 70s there. Slowly, just like the jungle, it's rapidly diminishing. Hovering around 60 in this section. It usually jumps down here when we get to the full pan shot. Yep. I wonder what average we'll get. It's jittery though. Can you see, I don't know whether you can see the jitters, but it looks really jittery on my screen. Almost smooth, but pretty much jittery. Don't know whether that's coming across. If I get closer there, you can see it wobbling. Although the camera's kind of anti-jittering the jitter. 13 frames per second. Jeez, crazy. This is on lowest, the absolute lowest settings you can put the game on. Which is funny. And with the new drivers as well. Let's see how we do. Benchmark almost, oh, that's a bit vicious. Gutting a deer, or, cause, yeah, deer I think. There's Lara. We're in sort of hovering around the 20s. I think that's the end of the benchmark. So, I'll take a screenshot and compare if I've got screenshots. Which I do, so I'll take a screenshot. So, on the absolute lowest settings, with the new drivers and turning down something else, we got an extra 1 frame per second. Bad boy. CPU almost maxed out consistently, I think. Yeah, this game isn't going to be played by me on any of my systems anytime soon, but I just thought I'd double check. So we gained 1 frame per second with the new graphics drivers. Sweet. So, back in Apex Legends, for the final benchmark, and probably the end of the video. So, we've got full screen, 60x9, 1080, brightness, field of view, blah 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 blah, triple buffered, adaptive super sampling disabled, yes, anti-aliasing, insane VRAM, inclusion, you can see all those settings there. Cool, and we're going to see if we get a nice stable experience. I'll be back when I'm loaded into the game to show. So we're getting internet issues at the moment by the looks of it. Something's gone wrong. Pause it, Jenna. Oh, got ourselves a squeaker. Mute that. Should go a little bit higher so it doesn't show their names. Like twist the camera. There we go. Perfect.
Like that?
Yeah, no, it's still showing the names. Doesn't matter. We can blur them out later.
I'll blur it out.
Yeah. So this is on 1080p, 30 frames per second. I limited it to just to see if we get a cleaner experience, but it's looking really good. Looks like we're going where I want to go. That's good. And it looks a bit ropey here, but it always does look a bit ropey here. And actually, that's not half bad. And note to self, mute the footage from here on just in case they're saying things. And we're getting a nice smooth. Uh-oh, players. Shit. This is playable, man. 8 gig VRAM. Frame limited to 30 frames per second, but damn, this looks good. On a laptop as well, I'm quite chuffed. Let's get in here, get me some goddamn guns. Hope I actually survive this time. Ooh, yeah, I'll take that. Come on.
Thank you.
Gotta say thank you. Shit. Fuck!
Good job, B. Whole squad down.
Well, this isn't going well. Why are you shooting me?
This won't hurt. Hold on.
Guess I owe you dinner now, huh?
Giving my shields a recharge.
I'll get through.
Repairing my damages. Let's go this way.
Right, let's see how we do. This looks beautiful though. It's frame limited to 30 frames per second, but
Thank you.
it looks like it does on my desktop. So I'm chuffed with that. If you want to get in a bit closer, Jen, and show the... Just get like an up close shot and then pan back out. Right, I better pay attention to actually looking after these guys as well, not just fucking around. As soon as they save my ass. Yeah, this looks exactly like it does on my desktop basically, which is a 4-thread. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased. I would play this. It's a little bit laggy. Right, let's get it. What's he doing with that? Oh. Nowhere near close enough. Getting a little bit of distortion. Don't have any long range weapons. Or any scope. Keep my eye on them, I suppose.
Enemy down. Reloading. Keep eyes on the kill leader.
I'm gonna get my shotgun out.
Someone's watching this.
Reloading. I killed the whole squad.
Oh, sweet. These guys are great.
Kill leader. Excelsior.
Hold on. What am I doing? Fucking around. Take that. Huh? Yes. 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 Sweet. Oh no, I want that. Panning around again. Take the triple take.
Already in the next ring. I smell victory. It smells kind of like a plan for dinner.
What happened? Right. I guess this kind of demonstrates the point very nicely. So, what the fuck is on my sniper rifle? Look at that.
It's amazing.
That's so cool.
Ooh.
Right. Let's do this. Yeah, so you get the occasional little bit of crackly video, but this is on 8 gigs VRAM.
Check it out.
I'm very happy.
Package coming in.
I may edit this shorter, but to be honest,
Be something good there.
Let's go this way. Enemy spotted.
these guys are actually alright at this as well. Stop looting and shoot. David. Where's this motherfucker? This one on my right somewhere.
Grenade.
Fuck. I'm dead. Oh, that's lifelong. Shit.
Oh, he's having a party.
That guy's freaking out. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Shoot the motherfucker. Whoa, what a badass. What a badass. Oh. This guy's a bloody badass. Come on, get him, get him, get him. Oh, smashed it. Right, I think we've seen enough for the video, but I'm going to play on.
Okay.
Cool.
Say goodbye.
Bye bye. I'll see you at the summary of the video. So, just for those of you that are interested, this is the. Oh, there we go. This is it's a bit laggy, but you can see it. So it's 69.9 average frame rate on exactly the same settings as we had with the 2 gig graphics card. But we've got what is registering as a 4 gig graphics card, but it's actually 8, unless I've been scammed. We've gone up from 900 and something to, well, we'll do a direct comparison, but 1,760. So that's a significant increase. Although I don't know why it's saying 4 gig. That is somewhat disturbing to my force. But yeah, we got minimum 23.2, maximum 128. And frames per second at 69 and a score of 1,760. So, what have we discovered? We've got the Intel graphics score 17 frames per second, score of 446. Then we've got down here on the right, we've got 925 and 36.7 with the GTX 750 Ti, and what is reported as 4 gigs, but which is somewhat disturbing. Just under 70 frames per second, score of 1760. So that's my Unigine benchmarks final result.